Another thing I think that is great to really be thinking about is the two different words, the Latin word of involvere, and also the Latin word engage. And I'm going to give you a second to read those two definitions. So involve is that think about it as a relationship. Think about a time when you were starting to date somebody and you were involved with them. You were, kind of excited, but then if things didn't go well, you'd quickly leave. Or maybe if a better opportunity came around, you would be like, okay, thanks, bye. Or we'll see how much we want to, really get into a relationship. But then I want you to think about when you became engaged in a relationship, or if you know somebody that became engaged, some words that you might come to your mind is that you were in a contract with them, that you had a commitment to each other, and that you were going to go through ups and downs together. And those two words right there is the shift that needs to be happening when we want to think about engaging families, because our mind and what we've seen in schools and what parents have experienced is involvement. We're having an open house, come to us. It fits our schedule. Parents have parent conferences when it fits the teacher's schedule and it's their agenda that they want. But engagement is like that open door policy of whenever you have a problem, you can call me, we can work on this together. You have a health issue, we're going to try to help create the best environment for you to be able to thrive and grow. So this shift is the mindset that we really need to be helping remember that shared responsibility of the schools, but the parents too, of what that true engagement should be looking like. So I absolutely love talking about this, and think about it as a spectrum as well. So this book, Beyond the Bake Sale, has a great visual of a spectrum of engagement and what could happen at schools, or even I think within our community partners, that, how easy is it for our families to access resources and feel like a partner in it versus a patient. And you've got everything from that fortress school where, like you said earlier, sometimes we can't even get on the campus. Then you might start to get into the come if we call, which is only when you're invited can you come to our school, or will we contact you? If you call, it's really difficult to find that teacher or even have access to that person you're looking for, right? Then we lead into the open door, where I think a lot of schools might start really trying to work here of like, this is your space too. We want to make it very welcoming to you. We want to welcome you to our wellness committee, where you get to be, hear about what's happening. And then we finally can get to the partnership school, though, where now the parent has not only a space, but a voice. And they get to be a part of the decision-making process. They get to be the ones that are on an interview panel for the principal that might be coming in to them. The community gets to be a part of that too. And they are equipped to feel like a partner so that they're helping their family at home as well. And it's not a, you do this and I do this part of life. It's we're doing it together in partnership. So I absolutely love this visual to help us really do some reflection. If you were to think right now, where's your school right now on this partnership spectrum? Fortress, come if we call. Hopefully you're on to the other, but there's a lot of improvement that could be made too. And we also too have where like maybe certain people at your school are feeling and have the core belief of engagement. So they're ready to be a partnership level, but maybe we have some other staff that aren't ready for that to happen either. And that's the beauty of this wellness work that we're doing, is bringing everybody to the table so that we can have a clear vision and goals for where we want to see our school go. Is it staff wellness? Is it going to be, having the parents at the table creating committees and projects and whatever that might look like? This is where we are really looking at this work that we're doing with Thriving Schools to have it be inclusive and truly engaged in the partnerships. Now, if we talk about the spectrum, we also too need to make sure that we're paying attention to root causes of ineffective engagement. So where is it that we cause the door to be shut or a wall to be put up? And often it's these 6 things that come out of the research that has happened. And I think it also too came to fruition where we saw it even more clearly after COVID. So the first one, lack of belief that the system's success is critically dependent on the relationship with the students. Is that, do we have a belief that our students and families have a key role in what we're doing? If we've created a wellness committee and we don't even have a parent on that committee or a student, or maybe even more, like, do we have a father? Do we have a grandparent? Are we making sure that we're being inclusive of all of our families on our campus? If we haven't thought about that at the system level, then we have ineffective engagement happening. Number 2, a belief in students and families as experts. I mean, I have a prime example where I got to help create a school garden, and I was only thinking about it as the financial part because it was a grant and what I needed to do to meet to create the grant requirements. I forgot to acknowledge the fact that we have families in our community that own landscaping businesses. They love to do this and they have all the equipment. And that garden became the most beautiful in the district because of the families that came in with their expertise. So how are we thinking about the belief that our families and students are an expert? I challenge you to think about that. Number 3, lack of commitment and consistent district and school leaders. So we often find this where you might have someone that's really excited about family engagement, and then the principal changes and we lose all that momentum. So we need to think about that too. Number 4, lack of understanding of what constitutes highly effective student and family engagement. Like, are we checking the box? Oh, we had one parent that came to listen to our LCAP review. So now, yes, we had parent engagement. Like, what constitutes highly effective family engagement? Number 5, I'm going to let you read that one. Lack of inclusivity. So again, I mentioned, like, are we really reaching all of our families, or are we reaching the ones that are answering us when we put out the call? Are we reaching and appreciating all of our cultures within our school? And we're going to talk, there's ways to do that as well. But please don't forget about the last one of, what are we sharing with the families, and are they friendly to them? Are we expecting our families to open an app and get into a PDF and look at all of these different resources and just expect them to be able to understand that? So I think we talk about this a lot in schools, of trying to figure out what is the best way to create really friendly, accessible resources. And I think when it comes to health things too, that's really difficult too. Like, even just signing up for Medi-Cal or social services programs can be quite complicated. So we have to be careful with that too.